the work at the Fed, it's laser focused on maximum employment and price stability. And with maximum employment, well, I mean, broadly speaking, it's, people who want to work, are they working in such a way that it's not putting pressure on inflation, right? Like labor shortages that end up with wage increases that just, end up with inflation. Like that would be a situation where the Fed would actually want to kind of help restrain some of the employment growth. And we saw that in this cycle. I mean, the Fed raised rates a lot in 2022 and 2023. On the stable prices, the Fed has set a target of the 2% year over year PCE inflation. So a little different than the CPI inflation, but very much related. What's been challenging in, say, the last years the Fed was, trying to figure out what it was going to do with interest rates was the fact that there was pressure on both sides. Well, I mean, inflation itself was above the 2%. It continues to be above the 2% target, has been since 2021. They do worry that the longer inflation stays closer to 3 than 2, businesses, consumers are going to start to kind of embed 3 into their actions, their expectations, then you kind of get stuck there. So, they were missing on the inflation mandate, and there were concerns that we might see inflation get stuck above the mandate. And the way you dislodge it if it gets stuck could end up risking a recession, right? So the Fed doesn't want that to happen. So that's a real concern. But then on the employment side, we've seen the unemployment rate rising. And then last year in particular, it wasn't just the unemployment rate rising, we saw job creation just really take a leg down. Some of that probably is less immigration, population aging, so less supply of workers, which isn't something the Fed would react to because I mean, if you don't have as many people that want to work, you don't need to create as many jobs. But the unemployment rate was rising. So it's clear like there wasn't enough job creation to keep up with the workers who were there to work. And there was a concern that this could spiral out. Those small increased unemployment rate, that very low level of job creation. And frankly, if you look at we had multiple months and probably more after revisions of declines in payroll employment. Like, if you looked at the labor market data, you'd be like, "Aren't we in a recession or, like, on the edge of one?"